Hey, welcome to the channel. Now, I almost feel like I shouldn't even bother taking the time to talk about this album, but I'll spend a couple minutes or so talking about how unexciting the Foo Fighters sound on their latest album, Medicine at Midnight. And a quick little background on my history with the band. I am not an old school fan. I got into them with The Pretender, just like a lot of the masses. But I also did really enjoy the singles off of their 2005 album, In Your Honor, Best of You, and especially DOA and Resolve. But yeah, I've been keeping an eye on them since 2007. Now, I try not to be too harsh with my reviews. I apologize to any Foo Fighters fans who may find my opinion short-sighted, but I'm gonna be pretty unkind to this album. It has been 10 years now since we've had a solid album from the Foo Fighters. 2011's Wasting Light was tons of fun, and since then, Sonic Highways and Concrete and Gold gave me no urge to ever return to, even though Run, off of 2017's Concrete and Gold, was a pretty sweet song. I still haven't returned to it since. And now Medicine at Midnight, I am pretty much done with the Foo Fighters. Like, I can barely even bring myself to talk about any of these. You know, I rate my songs out of 4, with a 2 being seen as okay, and originally I was giving most of these songs 2s, but I've decided to knock most of them down a bit because no, they're not okay. I straight up dislike most of these. And you know, this bitter review is coming from a guy who just doesn't like this type of music. I find it to be generic rock that really does nothing to push these songs to another level. I was originally giving them the okay stamp because there is a melody to grab onto with each of these songs, but I've come to realize that I don't care if there's a melody I can grab onto. These songs are boring, and a somewhat catchy hook isn't enough to make it an okay song. I've left No Son of Mine and Holding Poison in the okay category just because I get glimpses of decency in those melodies. But Shame Shame, Cloudspotter, Waiting on a War, Medicine at Midnight, Love Dies Young, you know, they've got that structure I can grab onto. Yeah, they have the melody, and I can sing along if I force myself to, but ultimately I just find them so painfully uninteresting. Chasing Birds is the slower song, and yeah, it's an easy listen, but really, again, I just don't care. But there is one song on here that I actually find to be pretty solid, and it's the opener, Making a Fire. Easily these stand out with the choir vocals, a verse that pulls you along into a nice build of a pre-chorus that smashes into a big hook. That's the one moment on this album that has me like, all right, I could listen to that again. So yeah, it does have more of a replayable value for me than any of these other songs, but even this one, I don't see myself coming back to all that much. Like, I'll throw it on my rock playlist, but to make my best of the month, you've got to be a song that I want to keep coming back to, and I can see myself skipping this one up against other songs that have more of that addictive quality. So after this album, I'm not feeling much interest to keep up with what the Foo Fighters are doing in the future. This type of rock music is just not for me. They've let me down 3 albums in a row, and at this point, I'm ready to let the Foo Fighters go and focus my attention elsewhere. I've rated each song, I've crunched the numbers, and I've settled on a dismal final score of 4.3. That's gonna wrap it up. Thank you for checking this out. I'd love a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Hit the subscribe for more alternative content, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think of my thoughts on the latest Foo Fighters album. Love to chat, and I'll see you next time.